สวัสดีครับอาจารย์โอเคครับ
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Zoom meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. If you have any question, you can come into the room. But if you don't have any question, you can watch live on YouTube or on Facebook. So we shall go to our first participant tonight, which is really from Indonesia. How's the earthquake?
Oh, I don't know that there is an earthquake. I don't watch the news.
You didn't feel anything? They said people in Jakarta could feel the shock.
I see. I'm 3 hours away from Jakarta, so maybe.
Okay, too far away.
Yeah, too far away. Yeah.
Okay, any question from you tonight?
Yes, there are some questions from me tonight. I would like to ask, lately when I watch the body movement, I feel that I become the third party, like watching the avatar from the bird's eye view. And also when I move the body, I can feel that it is more like I'm operating a puppet. And then when taking care of the body, I feel that I'm taking care of a doll. So is that like how the wisdom arises as we develop mindfulness?
Well, it depends on how you treat the body. If you still treat the body as being you or yourself, then it's no wisdom. You have to treat it as if it's somebody else's body, meaning you don't feel you have any reaction to anything that happens to the body. You have to look at this body like you look at my body. What happens to my body doesn't bother you, so it should be your body. What happens to your body shouldn't bother you either.
Okay, then Ajaan.
Okay.
Okay.
By just seeing that you like a third person looking at the body, that is maybe a starting point. The next point is to remind you then that body, the body that you're watching is not you. And when the body gets sick or anything happens to the body, you should not be disturbed. You should not be affected by what happens to the body.
Okay.
It's like you're looking at somebody else. Like looking at my body. When you see me, what happens to me, it won't bother you. So this is the way that you should look at your body. As if you're looking at somebody else's body, somebody you don't know. Okay.
Okay, then Ajaan. Another question is lately there are times that I can detach from the painful feeling. So it's like I can watch the pain, but I don't feel in pain. And no matter how intense the pain is, I mean, I don't suffer at all. It remains neutral. But there are times when I'm not calm enough, then the mind becomes agitated again when dealing with the pain.
So you have to make it calm. You have to recite mantra to stop the mind from being agitated.
Okay, so it is natural that it is on and off. I mean, sometimes I can deal with the pain, but other times.
It means your equanimity is not yet continuous. Or your mindfulness is not continuous, because your equanimity is the result of your mindfulness. So when you feel affected by what you want, by the pain of the body, and you should then use a mantra or something to make the mind still. Make the mind not reacting to the painful feeling of the body. There is still this craving or desire to get rid of the pain. So that's the cause. That's what causing you to have stress or agitation in your mind. Okay.
Okay, Ajaan. Thank you very much.
Kok Singh from Singapore.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Prof. Ajaan. Yeah, tonight I have two questions like Prof. Ajaan to give advice. The first one is regarding Bhavana, Metta Bhavana. So what happened is every Sunday when I travel on the train, which is about 20 minutes journey, I would close my eyes and chant Metta Bhavana. I would just say, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be well and happy. So I will do this continuously for about 20 minutes until I reach my destination. This has been going on for a few months, but last Sunday, something happened, and that was the person sitting beside me coughed. So when I was reciting it silently, and when the person coughed second time again, so I still ignored, and then when he still coughed third time, I get a bit kind of irritated that, oh, this person next to me seems to be sick and is still traveling on the train. Then later on when I reflect, what happens to my loving kindness? I'm supposed to generate loving kindness, and yet I have this feeling of irritation arises in me. So just one. So
because you don't mean what you say, you don't mean what you chant. You have to mean what you chant.
So meaning what I'm chanting is just theoretically, but how do I? Yeah. So how do I?
Well, you should wish the person well. Say, hope you feel better. Instead of getting angry at that person for disturbing your concentration, you should have compassion for that person.
So, so how should I react to my so-called my feelings at that point of time?
Just be nice by compassion. Just say, you can tell yourself, I shouldn't be thinking like this toward this person. It means I'm having no compassion or metta.
So is there one verse or sentence that Ajahn can advise me to chant to overcome this contradiction?
May all beings be well and happy. That's what you chant.
Oh, so
you just have to mean what you chant. That's all. You don't mean what you chant. So this proves that you didn't mean what you chant. you chant one thing, but your mind reacting another way.
Yes, yeah, that's why I'm feeling that what I'm doing is theoretically this is what I'm saying, but when it comes to the test, I didn't seem to pass the test. When the person next to me,
So at least you know. So you have to then, once you know that you shouldn't be doing thinking like this, then you should tell your mind to change your thoughts, to think the proper way.
So
I'll look at that person. If it happens to be yourself, what would you like people to do to you?
okay, so Prajan, so meaning that at that point of time I should stop chanting the verse, and I should do the contemplation.
You just should tell yourself that this is not what you chant. You have to do what you chant.
Okay, okay, I will try out next time if the same thing happen again.
Yeah, and if you keep doing this after a while, then you can do it. It might take a little bit practice, or you can still simulate situation beforehand. But if I run into somebody mean and nasty to me, how would I react to that person if I have metta? You will say, well, if being mean for you makes you happy, well, I'm happy for you too.
Okay, sorry, Prajan, can you repeat again?
You have to simulate situations that haven't yet happened. In case you run into the similar situation, then you can then maintain your metta. Like if you run into someone mean or nasty, and you say, "Oh, let him be nasty, let him be mean, as long as that's what makes him happy, because I wish him to be happy."
Okay.
Or your wife scold you, you're still not angry at her. You say, "Oh, it's okay. Maybe she doesn't feel good today, so she's angry at me, or she scolded me." But if it makes her feel good, okay, that's fine with me also. So you don't chant just like a robot. When you chant, may all beings be well and happy. You don't have any situation to test your resolve, your intention. So you have to think, imagine a situation and then see how you would react to such a situation.
Okay. Okay. So I will do some contemplation of possible scenarios that may.
Someone step you on your toe, or somebody makes your clean shirt dirty. If you go into a restaurant and the waiter somehow spills some water, spills some drinks on your shirt, you're gonna get angry at the waiter or not. If you want to have me time, and you say, "Okay, no problem, I forgive you." See, these are things that you have to imagine. It's like doing homework. So that when you're given the test, you can then pass the test. Not just by merely chanting. Chanting alone doesn't mean anything, just words.
Okay. Okay. Prajan, my second question is regarding Lord Buddha when his child was just born, his son was just born. So when the news of the birth of the son was brought to him, his immediate reaction was, he said the word Rahula, Rahula, which is translated as bondage, bondage. So my question is, why does Buddha mention the birth of his son as bondage, which is quite different from traditional householder? When a child is born to the householder, or they will say, the household people congratulate him, oh, you are now a father, congratulations, and so on. But the Buddha reactions is very different from a traditional householder. So just want to ask, why does Buddha mention birth as a bondage? Birth of the child is bondage.
Because this one will cause the father and son to be bonded. See? And he doesn't want to be bonded. He wants to be free. So he can go and meditate and pursue his path. Because once you have a child, you have to look after your child, right? You cannot leave your child because you love your child. You want to watch your child grow up. So this will, if he doesn't leave that night, once he sees the child, then his mind can be overcome by this attachment to the child. So he had to decide to leave that night without going to look at the child. Because by merely just looking at the child can also cause this strong bonding to start. Okay, he's no ordinary householder. He's a householder with wisdom.
Oh, actually, when I reflect, Ajaan, you always advise us to leave our house and then go into monastic and so on. But most of us say that we are still not ready to do so. So is it because there is something that we are still, as a householder, we are still unable to let go at the moment compared with the Buddha?
No, you don't have enough mindfulness and wisdom. See that house of a householder is a life of bondage. When you have mindfulness and wisdom, then you say, this is not the way to live. The way to live is to be free from all bondage. Because you still rely on the life of householder to keep you happy. You cannot yet meditate. So you don't know that meditation is better than the way you live to make you happy. Once you have meditated and experienced the result from your meditation, then you know the difference. Then you will know that the life of a householder is not a good life to live. A good life to live is the life of meditation. Life of sensual pleasure is suffering. Because you have to constantly chasing after sensual objects to keep you happy. And sooner or later you will not be able to do it once your body becomes old or sick. See, the Buddha saw the sick person, saw an aged person, an old person, saw a sick person, and saw a corpse. So you see, this is the future of the body, his body. Once the body enter into these stages, it will not be able to go after sensual objects to keep you happy, to keep him happy. But he have experienced the peace he had established before in past life, the peace of meditation. So I think that's the way to go. Because besides seeing an old person a sick person and a dead person. He also a monk. He saw a monk, and he realized that's the way one should live. If one wants to find peace and be free from stress and dukkha. If you don't see this yet, it means you don't have wisdom. You know you're gonna get old, get sick, and die, right?
Yes.
So what are you gonna do when this thing happened to you? You know, you don't think, right? You see people committing suicide when they get old, when they get sick. It's what might happen to you, whether you like it or not. You might not think now, but when you're in the situation like that, like those people who kill themselves, they didn't want to kill themselves. But once they are put into a situation where they cannot find any happiness, they don't see any reason to live anymore. Especially when you have to become a burden on somebody else to look after you. Okay, so this is what you have to contemplate the Buddha, contemplate aging, sickness, and death every day, as much as possible, as many times as possible. Being born, I'm subjected to aging, sickness, death, and separation. This is your homework. This is the test that you will be tested in due course. Okay. Do you have any option, anything to replace your bodily happiness, your sensual happiness or not? If you don't have another option, any backup, then you have nothing to live for anymore. Once you can no longer be happy using your body to keep you happy. And the only option to you is to die, to kill yourself. That's why some countries now they have law that allow doctors to inject lethal medicine to not, I wouldn't say medicine. Medicine is supposed to heal. Some people, I think in Europe, they have to travel to a country where euthanasia is allowed, legal, because they don't see any point in living anymore. But as a Buddhist, if you're constantly reminded that you're going to have to, get old, get sick, and die, so you will then start to change your way of making yourself happy. Instead of making yourself happy by going after sensual objects, and you will start to change your way of making yourself happy by following the triple training the Buddha teaches. Make yourself happy by doing charity work. Make yourself happy by keeping the precept. Make yourself happy by meditation. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Next, Alvin from KL. How's your election?
Evening, Ajaan. Still got no
No
Prime
government
Minister
yet.
yet.
No government
Yeah.
yet.
No government. No government yet. No Prime Minister yet. I think tomorrow another day for us.
A lot of surprises I heard.
Yes. A lot of surprises. Yeah. I suppose it's part of politics, Ajaan. I think it's too complicated.
It's anicca. Look at it as anicca.
Yes. Of course, all of us have a preference, but I mean, we can't control the situation. Whatever it is, like K Sira. Whatever will be, Ajaan. Yeah. So that, yeah. Tomorrow will be another day for us.
It doesn't matter who comes. It's the same old wine in a new bottle. That's all.
That's politics. That's politics.
They come to grab power and money for themselves, but they claim they're doing for the country.
Yeah. I don't have any question at the moment, Tanajan. But just quickly, you're talking about euthanasia. Euthanasia is considered as committing suicide as well, right? You go down to the lower
Yeah,
realm of
because you
existence.
have intention to kill the body, to terminate the body.
So as a Buddhist, one should not opt for that, right? Let
No,
your
one
karma.
should deal with the painfulness and the sickness with practice of bhavana. Calm your mind, make your mind have equanimity. And your mind will be happy even when you are sick or when you are dying. So there's no need to kill yourself. Kill yourself according to the law of karma. It also is a bad karma. And it will send your mind to a lower realm of existence.
And then you will come back and keep on doing it.
Right, or just a vicious cycle.
The vicious cycle.
Because this is how you deal with your problem. So next time when you come back, when you come back to the same problem, you'll deal with the same problem, with the same solution. But if you deal with the Buddhas, you will not kill yourself, then you will not go to a lower realm after you die. And you might even break the cycle of rebirth if you succeed all steps of your practice, the 4 steps. So try to practice now. Train yourself in meditation for calm and meditation for wisdom. This will be the solution to your aging, sickness, and death problem.
Suppose if you practice now with equanimity when you are on the verge of dying, when you're deathbed, you would probably be able to achieve equanimity as well, right? So
you have to do it now. So once you know how to do it, then you can do it all the time. Okay.
thank you.
Kafaidin, also from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Tanajan. Yes, today I have a question. In regards to Tanajan just now put an analogy that we can use a third person perspective to look at the body. Does it mean as well that this will increase the mindfulness, especially when we look at the speech and the behavior, and then also maybe the thoughts, anything that is physical or mind? Does that contribute to the mindfulness?
Mindfulness will make your mind not reacting to anything. Will just make your mind just be merely knowing or aware of the situation, but not reacting to any situation.
Yeah.
Without mindfulness, you would have no equanimity, and your defilement will push you to react, either positively or negatively, with attraction or aversion.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to always be mindful and watch our speech and also the thoughts as well, because that will lead to many different circumstances.
Well, ideally, you want to stop your thoughts, you stop thinking, and you have to meditate to make it, to stop completely.
All right.
If
Yeah.
you're not meditating, if you're walking, doing things, your body, your mind still has to work. Your thought has to direct your movement, your body movement.
Okay.
So when you want to stop your thought, you have to be still. Your body has to be still, either standing or sitting. And then you use mindfulness to force it to stop. Not forcing it, but to divert it from thinking. Force it to divert it to watching your breath or your mantra.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Noted on that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
Next, Philip
Good evening,
from
Tajan.
Malaysia.
Good evening, Tajan. Hope you're doing well. I don't have any questions tonight. Just glad to be listening in.
Okay. Go to B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Tanajan. I have a question just regarding my meditation. Sometimes when I meditate and I come out of calm, I tend to forget to do contemplation. So my question is it necessary to do contemplation every time we meditate, or it's okay to just focus on samatha meditation for now until we develop more mindfulness first?
Yes, you can do either one. You can contemplate. Usually, when you're not yet strong in your meditation, you want to continue with your mindfulness better until you become strong in your meditation. You can enter within 5 minutes and stay there for a long time, every time. And maybe you should then start to study the nature of things around you first, maybe things that you have, your possession, your people, that they are anicca, they are temporary. They will one day be gone. So that you have to make sure that you are not attached to them, so that you won't have any stress when things happen to them, because this thing's gonna happen. You're gonna get old, get sick, you're gonna die. So once you contemplate this thing outside of yourself first. Once you can let go of everything outside of yourself, then you contemplate the next target is your body, your own self, your own body. That this body is also gonna get old, get sick, and die. So then you, if you want to make sure whether you can let go of them or not, try to go live alone. Try to live without having anything external to keep you happy, and rely only on meditation. Maybe go to a temple for a meditation retreat for 1 month or for 1 year or something, if you can, or forever. I didn't go to a meditation retreat, but I quit working and I stay at home alone and concentrate on meditation practices and studying the Dharma teaching to gain some wisdom and try to fight off my cravings for sensual objects. It's like put yourself in jail, voluntary jail. No communication, no socializing with anybody. Live alone. Because you rely on other things, when you lose them, you're gonna be sad, right? So you cannot rely on anybody or on anything to keep you happy permanently. Sooner or later, they will they will change, they will disappear. And you have to find replacement. No matter how many replacement you find, they are all the same thing. So it's better to find something that you can rely on forever. That's the peace within yourself, peace and happiness within yourself that you find, that you get from your meditation practice. Okay, this is what you have to contemplate on the impermanent nature of everything that you possess, that you rely on to make you happy. So try to live simple. Get rid of your whatever you used to for happiness, for pleasure, and instead using meditation as a way of keeping you happy. Because you don't have to use anything when you meditate. You don't have to use anything. All you need is a quiet surrounding and the time to do it. That's all. If you start to experience the peace and happiness from meditation, then you would want to have more time. Then you might have to consider changing jobs or quitting because you want more time for your meditation practice. But if you haven't yet experienced any peace and happiness from meditation, then there won't be any incentive for you.
Yes, I understand. That's why sometimes, Ajaan, you encourage us to take the 8 precepts because it prevents us from straying off and enjoying the sensual pleasures.
Well, normally for Buddhists, they should at least do it once a week. See, we have observance day that we call observance day. Every 7 days or so, on your day off from working, instead of going for entertainment, eating and dancing, singing, or something, you should practice either at home or in a monastery. Keeping the precept means you cannot go after sensual pleasure.
Yeah.
And then you would have free time to meditate. And if the more time you spend on meditation, eventually you'll get result from your meditation. And then once you get it, then you will be greatly energized. And you will have, that there's an incentive for you to meditate now. Because you find that the result from meditation is better than anything that you have experienced before.
Yes, because it doesn't rely on the body.
It doesn't rely on anything. You don't need to have money. So when you don't have money, you don't have to use money, then you don't have to work.
Yes.
Or you really need real little money just to feed your body. That's all. But the big portion of your money is spent on entertainment, right? Keeping you happy by buying things, by different type of sensual objects. A new watch, a new car, a new pair of shoes, anything, just to make you happy.
Temporarily, though.
But they only give you briefly happiness.
Yeah.
Once you bought it, then it no longer mean anything to you anymore.
Mm.
You want to buy more just to get that feeling of happiness. So this is something you have to contemplate also. The elusiveness of sensual pleasure. You can never keep it for long. Right? Once you catch it, then it's gone. Then you have to go after something else.
Yes. Yes, if we want to spend money, rather do it for dana would be more beneficial.
Yes, that makes you feel content, makes you feel good by seeing that you're helping someone, make their life better, make them happy. Okay, anything else?
Not for now, Thanachan. I'll try to, when I contemplate, I'll think about things around me. That's something I've never done before, but now that Thanachan's mentioned it, I will try that out. Thank you.
Yeah, everything that you rely on is temporary. It can be pulled up from your feet anytime. Even your job, you can lose your job suddenly.
Yes.
So you have to be constantly vigilant in thinking about the impermanence of everything that you rely on. Because you cannot truly rely on them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Thanachan.
Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I do have a couple of things I wanted to ask you. They're more like ethical life things. If we know someone has told a lie, should we tell the person or not? How do we know when to mind our own business? And
Well, I think the person knows that he or she is lying, right? So there's no point to tell them that.
not the person that's lying, the person that they lied to. If it's a friend.
Well, usually we would not do anything until maybe ask, if someone asks you and say, is this person telling the truth or not? And if you know it's not telling the truth, but then you also have to think of the consequence if you say the truth, because maybe the person who knows that you reveal the person's falsehood might not like you anymore, might get angry at you, or might even try to hurt you. So you have to weigh whether it's worth the money or not, worth saying it or not, because you don't have to say anything. It's none of your business, really. Even if somebody asks you, you say, well, you have to find out yourself better, because what I know, what I see might not be true either.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's what I decided. I thought it's more about how serious it is, and you have to weigh up the balance. And
that's right.
The other thing I was wondering about, I've got like an oral exam, a Viva coming up, and I'm nervous, but I was thinking that's about ego, isn't it? Because I worried about my ego. If I didn't worry about my ego, I wouldn't worry about the exam.
Well, you can say that also, but I think basically it's your expectation to pass that causes you to have the anxiety, worry. But if you don't expect to pass, you just take it for fun. Then you won't have any anxiety. You can take it or leave it, So this is one way of getting rid of your anxiety, is just to think of it that you can take it either way, whether you pass or you don't pass. But you try your best.
Yeah. Try your best and leave the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, Evie from Indonesia. Evie, are you ready?
Yeah, Ajaan. Can
You have
Ajaan
to
hear
speak
me?
louder.
Can Ajaan hear me?
Not loud enough yet.
Too small voice.
Okay, better now.
Better now. Okay. Ajaan, I want to ask. When I lost one of my best customer because they found a better price, I should be sad and scared. But the reality is that without that customer, I'm still fine. Should I look for the customer to come back to me? Because part of me says that I have to chase it back, because if you let it be stupid. I'm also not like before. if I lose something, I will suffer a lot because I feel fine now. Like now, if I try to recreate it and it doesn't work, then I will let it go.
Well, if you look from the Buddhist perspective, then if you lose something is better than keeping what you have. Because when you have something, you have to look after it, right? When you lose it, then you no longer have to worry about that thing that you lose.
So
So it depends on what you want. If you want the money from your customer, then you want to keep it. You have to go chase after your customer. But if you want peace of mind, you say, you're fine. If that customer not come back anymore, then you don't have to worry about that person anymore.
yeah,
So it depends on which perspective you want to stand on. If you stand on Buddhist if you stand on Buddhist perspective, you might lose your business. Then you can go and ordain as a bhikkhuni or a monk.
because all is anicca
That's
and
right.
anatta,
Yeah,
but dukkha is our choice. Is that right, Ajahn?
that's right. Whether you want stress or peace of mind, then you have to choose. If you want stress, then you have to go after your people. Whatever you lose, you want it back. Then you'll be stressful trying to bring it back, right?
Yeah.
But if you want peace, then you just say, okay, anicca is gone, fine with me.
Yeah. Okay, I think if I cannot reach back, okay, I let it go.
Okay, that's better. Don't lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
Not worth it. Your sleep is
Yeah.
more important.
Yeah.
What's the point of having money and you cannot go to sleep, right?
Yeah, that's right. Have money but cannot sleep. It's very suffer. And
Okay.
I want to ask about my meditation. I put until the face of my Buddha Rupang appears in my meditation, like the memorizing the shape of my Buddha Rupang.
Don't worry about it. Just keep concentrate on the word itself.
Yeah, I
Ignore
concentrate on
everything
the
else
word
that appears.
Buddha, Buddha.
Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by what appears. Just keep concentrating on the word, the mantra.
Okay, Ajahn, that's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Get Yenso from Penang. Any question?
Ajahn, no question. Yeah, greeting to Ajahn.
Okay. Alfredo from Brazil. Good morning to
Hi,
you.
Bhante. Okay.
Good. How are you?
Practice meditation.
Practice
My breath is
meditation.
not so good, but my mind is okay.
Okay. You practice mindfulness all day, all the time also?
Yes, yes, yes.
Stop your mind from thinking.
Yes.
Just keep focusing on what you do. If you're not doing anything, then you can focus on your breathing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
This way will keep your mind calm, peaceful, and happy. No stress.
Yes.
As soon as you start to think, you start creating stress.
Yes. A calm life. Yes.
Okay. And your health is okay?
No. No.
Not healthy.
My breath is not not open. It's closed.
Closing. You're breathing.
Closed. Yes.
Yeah. You're finding it hard to breathe, you mean?
Yes, but bronchitis.
Or bronchitis.
Yes.
You have medication.
Yes. I not my body, Nebanda.
That's
Yes,
right. That's right.
my mind, Nebanda.
You are Ubeka. You should stay with Ubeka.
Yes. I think in 1 week or 2 weeks, I am good.
Okay. You
I
should
in my house. I live in near a club, né? And I have swimming. I swimming to breath.
exercise.
Yes,
Okay.
1,000 meters.
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 Yes.
20
laps.
Yes, 20 laps.
Mm.
Is good to breath.
Yeah.
And
just look after your body as much as you can. But if you cannot, then you should just accept the truth and say that's all you could do for it. And don't be worried or don't be stressful.
Yes.
Because this is the nature of the body. One day it's not gonna respond to your help, your assistance, because it just want to break down.
Yes, it's normal.
Yeah. But you can keep your mind calm and peaceful.
Yes.
By understanding the nature of the body.
Yes. Asubha Sansara.
Yeah. Besides, it's not you anyway. Your body is just your servant. You're the master. You're the one who tells the body what to do, right?
Yes.
You tell the body to get up, to walk, to sit, to eat, to do things. So you and the body are not the same person, two separate person. You are the boss, and your body is the servant.
Yes.
In Thai, we say the mind is the boss, the body is the servant.
Yes. Vedana
is also part of the body.
Is a good Vedana in my mind.
Yeah, you feel good once you let go of your attachment to the body.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but
all right.
Yeah. Yes. Brazil is very difficult moment. Politics.
Politics very good.
Very bad. Very bad.
Very bad. It's all over the world like this. Not politics is bad, but we have to live with it.
Yes.
Okay. Next, Christine Koe from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no question. Enjoying your advice.
Okay. Martha from Arizona. How are you?
Hi, Ajaan.
Good to see you again.
So good to see you again. It's been a long time. How are you?
Good. No better. Doesn't feel any better.
I was going to just talk to you a little bit about what has happened. My husband and son almost died this spring. I think I was telling you earlier. And it was an incredible, it's been, they're still not well. And so it's been a really wonderful experience in anatta.
That's right.
Yeah. And the realization that, even though you're close to them and you have a family, it doesn't really mean anything in the end because they can just disappear in a minute.
That's right.
Yeah.
They are work of nature. We are all work of nature.
Yeah.
We come from nature and we go back to nature.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I've been meditating on emptiness essentially. And I was reading in Ajaan Mahabua's book about Ajahn Mun, that he, and then also about Ajahn Mahabua's own experience, that he was talking about 3 different types of emptiness. And
Yes.
yeah, and recently I experienced a situation in which it seemed like a different level of emptiness, that in which it seemed like the mind sunk lower than, or it went into something like a deeper cave, where it just, the mind was in and of itself. It didn't have an object, in the same way that Ubeka has an object, which is the breath, or the emptiness itself. So could you explain a little bit more about the 3 levels of emptiness?
Well, the first level is when the mind becomes temporarily detached from the body by mindfulness. When you watch your breath or you use a mantra, and when the mind suddenly stops thinking, it severs its connection with the body. So the mind is left alone in emptiness. But this is a temporary emptiness. You stay there for a while, and then eventually you have to come back and reconnect with your body. Then the next one is the emptiness that you get by using wisdom to disconnect or to eliminate your fetters. There are 10 fetters, but you don't do them all at the same time. So you do 4 stages of enlightenment. So this is also called emptiness. Each level of emptiness. They are not complete emptiness yet, because there are still other fetters remain. Until you reach the highest, after you have got rid of all the fetters, the 10 fetters, then you reach Nibbana. Then that's a permanent emptiness, because supreme emptiness. Nibbana is the supreme or absolute emptiness, and it's the supreme or absolute happiness. So this is my interpretation of what he said about 3 levels of emptiness. I could be wrong, I don't know.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
for most people, we've only experienced the first level, the first emptiness. When we concentrate, we have strong mindfulness and be able to calm the mind, to make it still. And then from there we go to the next level, trying to get rid of the first 3 fetters. And once we can get rid of all of our attachment to the body, because they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are anatta, no self, nobody in the body. The body is just the composition of the 4 elements. And then they are temporarily, they form, and then eventually they will dissolve. Same way with the feelings that you get from the body. They are also temporarily, and you cannot force them or control them. Sometimes you have good feeling from the body, sometimes you have bad feeling from the body. But if you let go of your attachment, then you will not be affected by the feeling, no matter what type of feeling that appear. Then you more or less have let go of your attachment to the 5 khandha. This is one of the first 3 fetters. By seeing that attachment will cause you to have stress or dukkha. Then you see the 4 noble truths of your investigation of wisdom. Then you can get rid of the 2nd fetters of doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, because you can truly see the working of the 4 noble truths, which is the Dhamma. Once you see the Dhamma, then you understand there must be a Buddha, because the Buddha is the one who discovered this Dhamma. And the one who can understand the 4 noble truths, see the Dhamma and the Buddha, is the Sangha, the noble disciple. and you also see that your happiness or your dukkha arise from your action of mind, body, and speech, not by your ritual things people do to make themselves happy. When people are sad or disturbed by something, they might perform some rituals, hoping that they will, get rid of the bad feelings. But that's not the way to do it. So you can understand the third factor, the doubt in the law of karma. This is how I interpret the Silapata Paramasa. You still not understand the law of nature. But once you practice, then you can see when your mind thinks in the wrong way, you get bad, you get stressed. When the mind thinks in the right way, you don't get stressed. So this if you have any bad feeling, it's your mind thinking that's causing the stress or the good thing or the good feelings. So you don't have to go to do any rituals to get rid of your sad feelings or your bad feelings. It's your karma, your mental karma. And it's your mental karma that directs your speech and body karma. So as a Sotapanna, you would never break any precept, never do any bad karma from that point on. Because when you do bad karma, you're only hurting yourself. You're creating stress for your mind when you do bad karma. So your mind becomes empty of these three fetters. It no longer bother you anymore. Cannot cause you any stress. So this is what you have to keep on practicing. When you've got rid of the first three, then you have the next two to deal with. This is they call sexual desire or sensual desire, and the feeling of irritation, which is the result of your having sexual desire. When you have sexual desire, your mind tends to be irritated easily. So you need to develop a supa to see that the body is not attractive, not good looking. Once you see that, then you can get rid of your sexual desire. Once you can get rid of your sexual desire, you also get rid of the irritation that accompanies the sexual desire. So you get rid of these two, and you will reach the third level. You will finish the third level. The second and third level are the same. The second level only achieve partial liberation from sexual desire. But that's because your contemplation of Asukha is not continuous yet. But once your contemplation or your perception of Asukha is always there, then there will be no room for sexual desire to come up. Then you have reached the third level of enlightenment. Then you have the 5 remaining fetters to deal with to reach the highest level. So I don't want to go into the detail because might be too far for you to worry about it from now. But I'll just try to get rid of the first 3 fetters, right? Your attachment to your body and other people's body. Just like you mentioned earlier, it's just anatta, right? Everybody, your body, my body, is really made up of 4 elements. There's no self in the body, just the 4 elements that form and produce the 32 parts of the body: the hair, the nail, the teeth, the skin, the flesh, and so forth. And those things one day we'll have to break down, and return back to the 4 elements. That's all it is. It's not working on the 4 elements. forming and breaking down of the form. Once you see this, then you see that nobody dies. Because the one who uses the body doesn't die with the body. The one who tells the body what to do is the mind. And the mind is a moving element. This knowing element doesn't die. And continue on. It go on and take rebirth. If we still have these 10 fetters with it. These 10 fetters will then push it to go seek a new body. And you have continuous cycle of rebirth.
Yeah.
On the 3 cravings, if you still have the 3 cravings, these 3 cravings will push your mind to go look for a new body.
Yeah, and Ajaan, it's after seeing, these 2 bodies, essentially, my husband and son, and realizing that there's just no permanence there, and there's no self.
Your husband is not in the body. You won't be able to find him in his body. He's in the mind. He's the mind.
Yeah. I see them undergoing all of these medical operations, and I look at it and I think, what's the point of reincarnating? It just doesn't make any sense to me anymore, because you can't gain anything from it.
Because birth is dukkha.
Sure is.
Birth creates aging, sickness, and death.
Yeah.
And separation from the one you love.
Yeah, that's right. And it just doesn't seem to have any point to it. But I guess what happens, what you're saying is that unless the fetters are destroyed, karma forces you back into a body again, even if you don't see any point in it.
That's right.
Mm.
You have to stop your fetters of the 3 cravings. They're the same thing. I mean, the cravings and the fetters are the same thing. Only manifest in a different way. That's all. But they are the same thing. They are the cause of your rebirth.
Okay. And
meditate.
Yeah.
Get to the first emptiness. Then once you get to the first emptiness, then you can develop wisdom to get to the second emptiness. And eventually will lead you to the third emptiness, the permanent emptiness, complete emptiness. The 4 levels of enlightenment are partial emptiness.
And the only refuge, we were talking about that the last time, really the only refuge you have is the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. But getting free of the 10 fetters, that takes, that's really the only refuge, isn't it? Because then it's permanent.
And that's something you have to do it yourself. The Buddha and the Dhamma and Sangha cannot do it for you.
Yeah.
They are only instructors.
Yeah.
You're the player. You have to do the hard work. They are coaches. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha are coaches. You're the players. So you have to do the hard work. You have to run. You have to exercise. You have to practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You cannot be lazy if you want to be able to accomplish your goal. And no one can do it for you. The Buddha said, "Attahi atano natu." You are your own refuge. So it sounds like a little bit of a contradiction. We say we have to rely on the Buddha as our refuge. And then we also have to rely on ourselves as our own refuge. But the different type of refuge. The Buddha is the instruction refuge. You need the instruction because you don't know the way, how to get rid of your problem. So you need the instruction. Once you get the instruction, then it's you have to do the work yourself to get rid of your problem. So don't be lazy. Try to practice the triple training: dana, sila, and bhavana. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, there was, it was an interesting thing that in Ajaan Mun's autobiography, it looked as though his mind, his chitta, was so active. It almost seemed as though it were overactive. And it reminded me of Ajaan Lee, that they both seem to have this type of mind that goes beyond the ordinary senses.
That's right.
But it seemed as though in some ways they could use it as a foundation for realization, but it didn't seem as though it was easy to control, and therefore it also became a hindrance. Is that right?
Yes, because this psychic power doesn't contribute to the strength of the mind, the equanimity of the mind.
Oh, it doesn't contribute.
You need the jhana. To the fourth jhana will give you the equanimity of the mind. If you leave the fourth jhana and enter into the psychic world and have this psychic power, you don't have the equanimity to use when you have to confront your own cravings or your defilement.
I see.
See, for people who have psychic power, sometimes they fail when they meet their own defilement. They fail. They cannot win. Like the one who wants to kill the Buddha. See, the monk who wants to, I can't remember his name, Devadatta.
Yeah.
He had psychic power, but he had no equanimity. And his craving for glory pushed him to ask the Buddha for the permission to rule the Sangha after the Buddha. The Buddha said he could not do it. He wouldn't allow. So he get angry, got mad at the Buddha, and tried to kill the Buddha 3 times. Even though he had psychic power, this psychic power could not stop his anger or his delusion, his craving, his desire. But if you have equanimity, then even when you have desire, you know, oh, this is not good, this is craving. So you have to stop it, not allowing it to push you to go do or say things. And then when you don't get what you want, you get angry. You're creating another defilement. So if you haven't yet become enlightened, you should not get involved with your psychic power. Should you have the ability to do so? Because they can become a hindrance, they can become a distraction, and even cause you to lose the path. Like Devadatta.
Okay.
But after you become enlightened, then you can use your psychic gift to help, to teach people. Like you can teach the Deva, the spiritual beings.
The way the Buddha and Ajaan.
Or you can read the mind of your students and then give them the proper instruction.
Yeah. I think Ajaan Lee did that to some extent. And Ajaan Mun too. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. I hope everything is going well for you, for your husband and your son.
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan. Because of meditation, it's just really not been any drama. Just dealing with bodies breaking down.
Everything is normal.
Yeah.
Nothing is abnormal.
No, not really.
Getting sick is not abnormal. If your mind is calm, you look at it, everything is normal.
Yeah.
Ordinary. The Buddha said everything is ordinary.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. The body is just the body, and
it gets old, gets sick, and dies.
And sick and dies. Yeah. And sometimes it's young and sick and dies. Yeah. But thank you.
We just have to accept it, and there will be no stress on our part, on the mind.
Yeah.
If we cannot accept it, then we're creating stress, sadness.
Yeah, it's just not worth it, honestly.
Yeah. Because you don't change anything, right?
No, you can't. You can't control it.
Yeah.
It just slips out of your grasp. Even if you go to doctors, it just slips. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It slips away.
But
but it's
you couldn't have feel reacted bad because you haven't trained yourself with mindfulness and wisdom.
Yeah, there hasn't been any drama or stress, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
It means you have advanced in your path.
Yeah. Well, this has kind of forced me to.
Yeah, sometimes you need to be forced to do the exam, or else you don't like to do the exam.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it pushes you so hard. It's kind of like just crushes down the mind that wants to say, oh, I have to change it. I have to make them better. I have to, control the situation. You just can't. So you
can, you will be only temporarily.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Right.
They'll come back again.
Yeah, absolutely. So all in all, even though from a standpoint of the world, it's been a horrific time, in a way, it's been the most instructive time of my entire life. And I appreciate that.
Like there's a saying that says no pain, no gain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Or no pain, no wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. In a way, I've been thinking about that in a way there's no gain if there's no pain, but there's no pain if there's no gain. In the sense that if you don't gain any of the fetters, then you wouldn't have any pain. So yeah, I've been meditating on that the only way out really is to get rid of the fetters and just be absolutely free from this constant cycle of you're better, you're not better, you're in a body, you're not in a body. It's mind-boggling. Because that's another thing. While we were in the hospitals, we've been in hospitals constantly. People are dying all the time. You hear it over the loudspeaker that they're announcing another death. And I look around and it's like a garage for bodies. The hospital is.
The whole world is a graveyard for bodies.
It is. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And everything you do, basically.
We are living corpse. You can also think of us as living corpse, walking dead.
Yeah.
We are the walking dead.
Like the movie. Yeah. All you do is you look around those hospitals, they're gigantic, they're bigger than cathedrals. I look at all the bodies there, and they're all they're all in the last stages of life, but they're not prepared in any way. They just keep trying to fix the body. And so anyway, it's been an incredible experience, but I'm really grateful for it because being in my 70s, I'm not going to last much longer. But at this point, I've just accepted that that's probably a good thing. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Ajaan, so much.
Okay. Just keep your mind calm and peaceful. That's all we have to do.
Okay.
And then everything will be ordinary. Everything will be normal. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you so much.
Next, Gary from Singapore. Gary, you have anything to say?
Ajaan, good evening. No questions from me. Just listening.
Okay, Belinda, also from Singapore. Looks like you're better now than last week.
Anicca.
Good 1 week and bad 1 week. Yeah. Life goes like a cycle, up and down, up and down. But as you practice, the cycle will be less and less, it will be more stable. It will be a straight line eventually. No good, no bad, just normal.
Upeka.
Ubeka.
Not liking
Ubeka.
and not disliking.
Practice mindfulness, then you get ubeka. Then your mind won't swing up and down.
Mm.
Like a
this-
yo-yo,
mm,
like a yo-yo. You
Yes.
play yo-yo before.
Yeah, I think Dhamma sister's questions earlier about Vidana, the sharing, Ajaan sharing. It works for me, itipiso, for this week. But the mind is also very sensitive to external stimulation. Like people talk to me a little bit, and there's strong kilesa word, irritability that will come up. So I want to ask Ajaan, like the question like Vidana, we translate as feeling. There is also a translation as sensation. So did Ajaan just say when we say Vidana is only coming from the body, it is pleasant from the body, it's not real emotion, right? Or is it emotion?
It is two levels. We're talking the physical one first. We have to deal with the physical one first before
Sensation.
we can get to the sensation of the body. Good sensation, bad sensation, painful feeling or not painful feeling, because they are more common. Although the mind also has this feeling, good or bad feeling in the mind, mental feelings also. But we want to deal with the physical one first. Because it's much more harder to deal with the mental ones if you could not deal with the physical one yet.
So as I listen to the Dhamma talk earlier, like Ajaan just talked, and while listening to Ajaan just now, I have very strong sensation on the chest level, very tight, unpleasant sensation. So I practiced chanting. The mind was calm, and I started to change my perception because I was pushed by mental proliferation, mental karma, and then it kept going back to the past. I wanting to amplify the past, the sense of kilesa, I suffer. Then as I come down with the mind, come down with chanting, and then I saw that there's a brighter side where I changed my perception, change it to gratitude. And I feel better. So, but still, like now, I feel like the sensation is on the body. So when Ajaan, I'm at this point, I'm confused. Like, when should I apply what? Is Ajaan say the sensation on the body is very strong sometimes, or like how do we gauge when we should switch to chanting, or is it really have to be atahi ataho? And I have to test it myself.
Well, see, your mind reacted to your sensation by either by attraction or by aversion. With good sensation, you have attraction. You want more. You create stress by wanting more good sensation, or you want your good sensation to last longer. But it's temporarily. When your good sensation disappears, then you feel sad because you lose something good. So the goal is not to go after good sensation or to deny or to get rid of your bad sensation, because you cannot do it, because it's the work of nature. This sensation is like the work of nature, like the rain and the wind. They come and go as they like. The proper way to deal with them, this thing is just to merely know them or accept them. When they come, let them come. When they go, let them go. Don't try to have any attraction or aversion toward them. We normally have attraction for good feelings and we have aversion for bad feelings. And we have this in the mind, we have to fight to keep the good feeling and fight to get rid of the bad feeling. And this can cause stress in the mind. when it cannot do it. But if you just leave the feelings alone, let them come, whether good or bad feeling, by understanding this is their nature, and that is something that we cannot force them or control them, but we can live with them happily by just merely knowing them, not reacting to them by aversion or by attraction. React to them with equanimity. If you are reacting, then you have to use a mantra to stop your reaction to your feelings.
When we say we react, it's like they are subtle, like it's
You
subtly.
feel bad already. When you feel bad, you already react.
Mm.
When you have painful, some pain in your body, you start to feel bad. I mean, you're already reacting. When you have some good feeling in your body, you start to feel good. This is also reacting. You should neither feel good or bad to what you're feeling. You should just merely know you're feeling. Merely experiencing your feeling without any reaction on your mind, from your mind. The Buddha said, just merely know what you see, merely know what you feel, merely know what you hear, merely know what you think, just merely know that everything is impermanent, everything come and go. They come by condition and they go by condition, not by your order. You cannot order them to come or go. But we tend to try to control everything, right? We want good things to stay with us, and we want bad things to go away. And when we cannot get what we want, then we have unhappiness, sadness, or stress. But if we just let things come and go by themselves, then we don't feel anything. We feel normal.
When we have a lot of unpleasant sensation or pleasant sensation, we should
just remain calm and just accept it.
Is it wise to better to like go to seclusion so that I watch and not get stimulated by the environment?
Well, if you can seclude yourself, yes, better. But sometimes if you cannot, then you just have to
step up.
Yeah, just deal with it right there and then by using mindfulness or mantra. And just ignore things that happen. Don't react to them. By concentrating on your mantra to keep your mind calm and not reacting. Or chanting, if you like chanting, you use chanting. If you like reciting the mantra, you recite the mantra. If you cannot remain still, then you have to use mindfulness to make it still. Or you can use wisdom to teach you that you cannot react to things, because by reacting you are causing stress to build up in your mind. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan. I will practice.
Okay, next Sui and Czech from Vancouver, Canada.
Ajaan.
Hello, Ajaan.
So beautiful and profound, Ajaan, the teaching. So touching to the heart.
The Buddha's teaching is always profound. Without the Buddha, we won't be sitting here discussing these things, because we won't know anything.
Ajaan, is there any relationship between neutral feeling and upekkha?
No, they're different. Feelings are feeling, upekkha, just the state of not reacting to anything is upekkha. This is calm, peace of mind. Why neutral feeling is like when you don't have good feeling or you don't have bad feeling, then you have neutral feeling. Like when you're hungry, you have bad feeling. When you have your full meal, when you have eaten, you feel full. You have good feeling. But when you're not hungry or when you're not full, then you have neutral feeling.
Okay.
Just keep changing in your body. Your body keeps changing. Sometimes it gets hungry or thirsty. And when it gets hungry or thirsty, you give it food and drinks, then it becomes full, and then you have good feeling. Then after a while, the good feeling disappears, but the hungry hasn't come up yet. So you have neutral feeling.
Oh, okay.
Maybe right now you haven't yet. You're not hungry yet, and you're not full yet. So you have neutral feeling. So this three feeling keeps changing back and forth between the three. They keep taking turns showing up.
Oh, and upeka is
It's
not
separate. This is your mind. This is your mind, not reacting to anything, not reacting with love, hate, fear, or delusion. Is ubeka. When you're hungry, if you have ubeka, you just feel normal. You don't feel angry because you cannot eat.
Oh.
And when you're full, if you have ubeka, you don't feel like you like it, you want it, you want more of it. You might just remain not reacting to whether you're hungry or when you're full. That's ubeka.
So upeka is kind of like we have wisdom, has a wisdom
Well,
element.
two levels of ubeka. First, by mindfulness. Use mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking to make it become still. Then you have ubeka. You get into jhana. And then when you come out of jhana, you want to make this ubeka permanent, then you have to use wisdom to get rid of your craving. Because it's your craving that's causing your mind to lose ubeka.
Yeah.
Right now, you should just worry about mindfulness. This is the first step of practice. It's mindfulness. Try to stay mindful all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Can you do that? Just focus on the mantra or on your body movement. And then let your mind go think about the past or think about the future. Except you really have to think, but otherwise don't let it think. Keep it still, keep it not thinking, keep it merely knowing. Know what you are doing, but don't think. Because when you think, you can start creating defilement and stress. When you think about money, you can become anxious about your status. How is my financial status?
Yeah.
Or when you think of somebody, you worry about them, right? Are they well? Are they going to be okay? But if you don't think, then you won't have this thing happening. No emotion arising from your emotion only arises from your thinking.
So, Ajahn, I think I really just need to have faith, like that we can control the sankhara, the thinking, that we can control.
You can control part of the time, but not all the time. When you have mindfulness, you can control to stop it. But then your mindfulness cannot control it all the time to keep it from thinking. But what you can do is you can direct your mind to think in the right way. Samma Sankapo is right thinking. You can direct the mind to think about anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is right thinking. not thinking about making money, not thinking about living forever. Yeah, this is delusion. You don't want to let your mind think in that direction. Once you think in the right direction, then you're not creating any stress. See, the Buddha, after his enlightenment, he still think, but he think in the right direction. That's all.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't think about going back to his palace anymore, for instance. Because he see it as dukkha. He's not going to go back to dukkha.
Oh, okay. So that's why Buddha is all like right thought. So it's changed to
Right thought come after right view. You have to you have to have right view. You have to see that life is suffering. Life is stress. Born, birth, aging, sickness, and death is stress. But you don't want to take rebirth. You have to see everything as temporary. If they're temporary, then they can cause stress when you lose something that you like. Then you have stress or sadness or misery or whatever. It's all dukkha, one word in Pali. It's easy to use the Pali word. Dukkha.
Yeah.
So come back to mindfulness. When you have mindfulness, you can stop dukkha. You can stop thinking, because the thinking is the one that's creating dukkha for you. Then you teach it to think in a way that will not cause dukkha.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to. Because you cannot control your thought yet, so you have to stop it. Once you know how to stop it, then the next step you can then direct it to go think in the right way. If you cannot stop it, then you cannot direct it to go think in the right way. It will keep thinking in the wrong way. So mindfulness is very important practice. The Buddha said it's the most important practice. You first have to start with mindfulness. It's like when you study, you have to start with A, B, C. When you meditate, you have to start with mindfulness. With the support of right action, with the precepts, the morality, and the support of your charity, to enable you to have the time to practice mindfulness. So if you can keep the precept today, then you will have time to practice mindfulness, because you cannot watch the World Cup or watch the movie or anything, because you keep the precept. So then you will have time to practice mindfulness. If you just keep the 5 precepts, then you can still watch television, watch YouTube or whatever. You can eat anytime you want. And you won't have time to practice mindfulness and meditation. Well, you check, you have any question?
No question. Just feel like so much metta coming from Ajahn. Like my heart is full of like I can feel the radiation of metta from you so much. That I feel like wow, so touching.
No, this is not metta, this is teaching. Teacher teaching students, that's all. Just doing my job. That's what I get paid for.
You already got the salary, Ajahn. Full salary. You don't need pay anymore.
Lifetime salary.
Ajahn got the lifetime.
I can work and not work and still get paid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I guess you can work or not work, but you still help us. So that's metta to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me go to Suchart. He's from Pennsylvania. Lake Erie.
Good evening, Tan Ajaan. That's a really, I just come right in time today. So it's stressing, thinking, concern about, and what else? Stressed. Okay, okay. Tan Ajaan try to say it. Forget all about that. It's so you can be concentrate with yourself, mindfulness, and also put through. So this thing is a work well to me, but I still think about some like my kid too. It's not doing the right the way I thought, but you said it's not my fault. So let them figure out the way how they want to do. So I keep this in my mind. So and it's once a while, like once a month, you know, like I kind of pop in, pop out on concentrate about go with see friend, like have some beer and sometimes sipping a little bit. I know that's bad, but that's all I do. That's all I bet. It's not all every day like used to be. So
but you have to think when one day you will not be able to do it. What will you do then? How would you be happy then? Now you can use your body to make you happy, but one day your body will not be able to make you happy. Then what will you do?
Okay, you correct. You're right. Okay. Well, I'm not complain anymore then. It's like, okay, everything you say, I gotta observe it. Just a kind of.
You should switch to meditation rather than go drinking with your friend. Because you can meditate regardless of what your condition of your body is.
I saw somebody else do that, like but all right, and it's not much. I kind of be all right for so far for this almost this year. So far I listen up and on. Sometimes I have busy because time to be retired, but because I study about this kind of job for so long, so I thought I don't want to throw them out immediately. So that's what I little bit play with that.
Sooner or later you're gonna have to throw it out because they won't let you work anymore.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's all right. Thank you for giving me a little bit better feeling. It's better. It's a snow in Pennsylvania, across in Buffalo. About how about that? 2.5.
6 feet of snow, something.
Almost about this. So I fight with that, but I keep fighting with that, and I thinking about what's Ajaan Suchart taught about this. Hey, don't be streaming because you live with it. So all right.
What can you do with nature, right? Everything is nature, work of nature.
Yes, that's correct.
Anatta, everything is anatta, the Buddha said.
Okay, so I feel a lot better.
Okay.
I feel a lot better. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for coming in. Let me go to Facebook now, I think, for more questions, if we have any.
Yes, there is one question from Facebook, Tan Ajaan. The question's from Take Ting Loon. Hello, Pante. how do I practice the Noble Eightfold Path correctly? It is easy to read about it, but when it comes to applying it in real life, it is tough. How can I sharpen my mind to always stay on the path? Thank you.
Well, the Noble Eightfold Path is divided into 3 steps. The first step is keeping the precept. So you have to start keeping the 5 precepts first. Once you can keep the 5 precepts, then you can move up to the 8th precept. And at the same time, then you can also practice meditation or samadhi, mindfulness meditation. And then after you achieve mindfulness meditation, then you can practice wisdom contemplation. So this is thing that you can work at your own pace, at your own ability. So keeping the precept is easier than meditating. And meditating is, for mindfulness, is easier than using wisdom. So this is what you should do. You should go from the easy part to the harder part. Let's try to keep the precept, the 5 precepts. Once you can keep the 5 precepts, then try the 8th precept, maybe once a week first. And then after that, if you can keep once a week, you want mind to keep more, maybe 2 days a week. The other 5 days you keep the 5 precepts. The other 2 days you keep the 8th precept. The 8th precept is more for days when you don't have to work, because it's for meditator. The 8 precepts are for meditators. When you want to meditate full time, then you have to practice keep the 8 precepts. But if you just practice meditation part time, then you might not need to give the 8 precepts. Because if you only practice 15 minutes a day or half an hour a day, then you probably don't need to keep the 8 precepts. But this is what you have to push yourself to do it. No one can push yourself but yourself. And the way to make yourself energetic about practice is to think of the result that you can get from practice. And the result is peace of mind and free from stress. This will be a good incentive for you to do the practice. Okay, only one question tonight, huh?
Yes, only one.
Okay, we have a little bit more time left. If anybody else would like to ask some more questions, you're welcome. Just raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Okay, Belinda from Singapore.
Ajaan, when the chitta, when the mind, the perception, sanya, the vidana, and mental sankhara, when these 3 are not in line, meaning like the sanya maybe want to think good, but the sankhara and vidana wanting to go unpleasant, but the perception trying to change. So when these 3, they're in conflicting positions, at that point, do I just go back to chanting? I should just go back to the breath or a focal point there, Ajaan?
They're not in conflict, they work in a team. The Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, they work as a team, but they can go one way or the other. Sometimes you want to think good, and sometimes you think bad. So if you think bad, then you should stop that thinking by using chanting or reciting a mantra to stop it. And chanting is good thinking. Chanting or reciting mantra is considered good thinking.
It helps temporarily calm the mind first.
It can temporarily stop the bad thinking. But in order to stop the bad thinking permanently, you have to use wisdom to teach you the consequence of bad thinking. Bad thinking creates stress. Good thinking destroys stress, create peace. So eventually, if you have wisdom, then you would not want to think bad anymore. You only want to think good, or not thinking.
So Tanajan, I recently like I was saying that there's extreme emotion of hatred.
That's the consequence of your bad thinking.
Yes, and also if I feel it like it's also coming from karma, mental karma, and so bodily karma, everything interaction very quick. So there are store memories and whatever that. But so I think about because when the bad karma possess the mind, I keep thinking about negative past. Then there's a sense of there's an ego, there's an I wanting to live. And when I the irony is there was this question said there's no pain, there's no wisdom. So we also need human life, this precious human life to get to across to nibbana. So we need samsara for nibbana to. So then I think about when I was just born, I could have been buried as a daughter. People bury daughter, they don't want female, or they want daughter. I could have been buried. But this small body, I was raised by my parents, my mother. So in that sense, I thought, hey, that brings down my ego, the sense of I in control, I being independent now. Now that I have a big form, the big body, if I think back about my past, I think about having a small baby, and I've been raised by my mom. I could have been buried, or if it's different parents. So I think that at least I still have a life now, and I think that is very important, and not having this current big body now, the non-baby body. So then since the mind keep thinking about the past, I go back to the past, and I think when I was a baby, and the baby is helpless, they do nothing but to depend and cry and then asking for food. If nobody feeds me, I would have died, and they wouldn't have precious life for this samsara. And we need samsara. It's painful. I'm going to have aging once I'm born. It's painful, but I also like to see that I need the samsara to go to nibbana. So I see in that sense, and it helps to ground myself, ground the ego, not being thinking that this body is independent or I getting away. So then it goes back to zero, and I feel gratitude towards my mom, the person who carry me.
Okay, what you're trying to say, you're wasting our time.
Okay, Tajan. So I don't know where if such thinking helps, or do I not
No, it
think
doesn't
about
help
anything?
at all. You should
Doesn't
stop thinking. You should stop thinking.
Yeah, because I just feel very egoistic, like
Yeah, just stop thinking, because your ego comes from your thinking. When you stop thinking, your ego will disappear.
It's very conflicting.
You're just running in a circle, thinking in a circle. You can sit like this and think like this all day long, and never come to a conclusion, because the conclusion is to stop thinking.
Okay. Even we go back to past life and all that doesn't help. It just come back. Yes, it just have to come back.
Waste of your time.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you, Ajaan. Yeah.
Stop thinking.
Yeah. So to counter that wanting to be alive, stop thinking.
No, when you stop thinking, then you discover peace and happiness. And this is what you want to protect. This is what you want to maintain. And you don't worry about anything else. Just by just using mindfulness and wisdom to protect and maintain this peace and calm that you have. Everything else is inconsequential. They're not important. Your past, your future, or whatever, they're not important. What's important is to protect or maintain this peace of mind that you have by stopping your thinking with mindfulness.
In this here and now, every moment.
That's right.
Okay, tomorrow is Uposatha, Ajaan. I reset and
so you're going to the future already. Why don't you do it now?
Okay.
Why tomorrow? You can when you can do it now.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You've been deluded by your thinking. Your thinking is delusional. You don't know that. Okay. All right. So one more question from Facebook.
Yes.
One more question from Jen Tan. Tanajan, what should we do when knowing that we are in stress, but just chanting it releases our stress? Is this correct? From Singapore, thank you.
Yes, by chanting or by reciting mantra to stop your mind from thinking, because your thinking is the one that is creating the stress. So when you can stop the thinking, replace it with chanting or reciting a mantra, and then the stress will disappear temporarily, but not permanently. When you stop chanting or reciting, and when you come back to saying, you might create a new stress again. So in order to stop creating stress permanently, you have to find the cause of your stress. And the Buddha said the cause of your stress are your cravings. Craving for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for not being. Okay. Sulan, you just came in.
Hello, Ajaan. Actually, I got in, I think around 9 p.m. class. Yeah, it's just that in between, I on and off my camera.
Okay, you have any question? We only have a few minutes left.
Yeah, like how can I overcome like tiredness and have more energy?
It depends on what you mean by what kind of tiredness, mental tiredness or physical tiredness.
I think like physical, I think both.
You work too much and you have to rest more, work less. You have to have the balance between working and resting.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you overwork because of your desire. You're craving to make more money. So you work too hard, and it causes you to have tiredness. The Buddha said you have to find the middle way in everything that you do. Not too much and not too little.
Okay. Not too much, not too little.
Yeah. Anything is too much is not good. Anything too little is not good either. Eating too much is not good. Eating too little is not good either for the body. Everything that's a balance. The Buddha called the middle way.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I keep swaying to the extreme.
That's right, because of your defilement, your craving, your greed.
Yeah, it feels like it that sometimes like when the defilements like take control of the mind, then it feels like the mind also
You go into extreme when you're possessed by your defilement.
yeah, and it's really bad feeling. Then
You have to use common sense and mindfulness to keep things in balance. You have to know the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is not to be rich or to live forever. The purpose of life is to have peace of mind.
Okay.
Because if you want to be rich, you can work so hard. And once you are rich, you still don't feel you are rich. You want to be more rich. You want to be richer. Then you will overwork yourself to death.
Yeah, that's true.
You should use the peace of mind as your goal of life. And then you won't have to work too much. But you have to do a lot of practice. You have to practice a lot of the Noble Eightfold Path to get peace of mind.
Mm.
The more you practice, the more peace of mind you will get.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. I think I've been like always in the wrong direction, like wanting to do more, to be more productive. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be more productive in your meditation practice.
Yes.
Not other things. Other thing cannot make your mind peaceful. They can even make your mind more stressful.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're running out of time. Let me just say hello to Wesley. Wesley just came in.
Mm.
You have any question to the last person?
No question, Ajaan. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Well, then I think this is about it for tonight. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting is beneficial to you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ สาธุอาจารย์
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck. Good night. Good night everyone. Good night everyone.